038 This chick is kind of weird. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At noon, the two of them came out of the Seoul arena and found a restaurant to have lunch. Xiao Wu suddenly thought of something, grabbed Zhang Tianyu's hand and said, "Why don't we go back to the academy?" "Okay, where do you want to go next?" Zhang Tianyu asked. Xiao Wu blushed and glanced at Zhang Tianyu sweetly. The reason why she likes Zhang Tianyu more and more is that Zhang Tianyu treats her well, and he treats her unconditionally, just like the situation just now. Most men will ask back, "Huh? Why don't you go back to college?" And Zhang Tianyu, without asking the reason, directly agreed, "This is the small details in daily life, this is the art of language." Xiao Wu's fair little face turned red, it looked like a rosy jujube steamed bun, which made Zhang Tianyu feel a little itchy, and couldn't help but want to go up to her little cheek and take a bite. "What a madman's diary!" the system complained. "You are really a cloud system," Zhang Tianyu retorted. "Xiao Wu is not a human being. Tutu is so cute, why do you want to eat the face of Tutu?" The system retorted again. Zhang Tianyu rolled his eyes. "This system, do whatever you want, destroy the atmosphere number one." I think. Xiao Wu hesitated. "Do you still remember the Rose Hotel last time? Do you want to stay another night?" Zhang Tianyu asked. Xiao Wu became even more shy, but she still nodded her head. "It's so comfortable to live there, it's more comfortable than living in a school dormitory. Good guy, are you more active than me in opening a room?" "What a rogue rabbit. Let's go if we want." Zhang Tianyu smiled. When she came to the Rose Hotel, Xiao Wu was very disappointed. This time, there was no vacant room in the hotel. "Okay, that's only next time." Although Xiao Wu was disappointed, she didn't say much. At this time, Manager Wang of the hotel came out, and when he saw these two people, he immediately greeted them with a smile. "Good afternoon, two soul masters." The last time Zhang Tianyu fought Dai Mubai and gained fame, Manager Wang knew that this was a master soul master who was stronger than Dai Xiao, so his attitude was quite enthusiastic. After understanding what happened, Manager Wang said on the spot that he could operate it. Although he could not open an overnight room, he could open an hourly room until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. When Xiao Wu heard it, she immediately beamed with joy. "The hourly room is also available, just so we have something to do at night." "Okay, I'll arrange it now." After speaking, Manager Wang took the initiative to give the two of them his business card, saying that if there is any need in the future, he can ask him at any time, and he can directly contact him if he wants to book a room. Holding the business card, Zhang Tianyu was a little confused. "Good guy, is there such a thing on Douluo continent?" "When I entered the room, it was similar to the room I opened last time, full of blurred dreams and ambiguous atmosphere." Xiao Wu cheered, took off her shoes and jumped onto the bed. "Wow! It's still so soft and comfortable." Zhang Tianyu went to bed and stretched his shoulders and neck. "Thank you, Tianyu." Xiao Wu stretched out her arms to hug Zhang Tianyu, and leaned her head against Zhang Tianyu's chest. "Thank you for such a small matter." Zhang Tianyu patted her head. From Zhang Tianyu's point of view, it happened to be a bird's eye view, and one could see Xiao Wu's long eyelashes, her upturned little nose and her tender red lips. "Ah, this angle, it's just, very good, very good." "Hey, what weird XP. The system complained again." Zhang Tianyu laughed in his heart. Which man doesn't like this kind of superior conquest? Afterwards, Xiao Wu breathed evenly in his arms. "Zhang Tianyu. Okay, is this rabbit resting? What an ambiguous atmosphere, what a beautiful room, what a comfortable big bed, how close we are. What are you doing? I will ask you, what are you doing? Don't talk about doing something about the great harmony of life. Nothing wrong with taking a small bite, right? Of course, if you want to have more mouthfuls, I personally support it. In the end, what did you say? No, just put your big arms around me and rest. Isn't it violent? Isn't it a waste of resources? If you really want to rest, I will build you a straw hut, spread straw and thatch, and paste a piece of rabbit skin on you. You can rest vigorously. Why are you hugging me to rest? What do you want me to do now? Do I move or not? When I move, you are about to wake up, and you have to be unhappy with me. I don't move, my arm is numb, you know you. The melon seeds in your big head are not filled with cotton. do you know that? Do you know you? The whole system is dumbfounded. This person is really rich in inner activities, and, what's the matter with your sudden, mouth-watering rant? When did you become a person from G-men? To complain, Zhang Tianyu still hugged Xiao Wu and didn't move at all. After a while, smelling the fragrance of Xiao Wu's body, Zhang Tianyu also fell asleep. When he woke up, the sun outside was already westward. Xiao Wu has already woken up, sitting on the edge of the bed with her back to him. He wiped his sleepy eyes, sat up. Xiao Wu heard the movement, her delicate body trembled. She turned around slowly, glanced at him secretly, then turned back quickly. Her face was flushed, and she looked flustered. Xiao Wu, are you awake? Zhang Tianyu asked sleepily, when did you wake up? Just woke up. Xiao Wu said nervously. What's the matter with you? Zhang Tianyu asked strangely, why do you feel like you are shaking? Are you cold? No, Xiao Wu hurriedly stood up, but still didn't turn around to look at Zhang Tianyu. Well, it's getting late, we should check out. You hurry up and put on your shoes. I'm going to rinse my mouth. Oh. Zhang Tianyu slowly got up to look for his shoes. Getting up to brush your teeth and rinsing your mouth are good habits. Then he realized that there seemed to be something wrong with the clothes on his body, as if it was different from before going to bed. Maybe it's because he didn't sleep well and wrinkled his clothes. Where are my shoes? Oh here, hey, when did I take off my shoes? Didn't I just fall asleep with my shoes on? Zhang Tianyu muttered in his heart strangely while putting on his shoes. The system didn't answer. Also, I feel that I slept so deeply. I didn't even feel when Xiao Wu left my arms or woke up. The system still didn't answer. Are you deaf, system? Didn't you hear the host's question? Huh? Are you asking me? I thought you were talking to yourself. At this time, Xiao Wu came out of the bathroom. It seemed that she not only rinsed her mouth, but also washed her face. The hair around her face was a little wet. She was still a little afraid to look at Zhang Tianyu, blushing like a little apple. Wait for me, I'll go wash my mouth and wash my face too. After Zhang Tianyu finished speaking, he thought to himself, is it because of a liver problem or indigestion recently? I always have a smell in my mouth when I wake up. Xiao Wu didn't dare to look at him, and replied obediently with a blushing face. Zhang Tianyu gave her a strange look. This chick is a bit weird. 039 Stepping on each other's thunder. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After checking out the room and leaving the hotel, it took quite a while for the blush on Xiao Wu's face to fade away. She didn't talk to Zhang Tianyu much along the way. Her little face seemed to turn red again when she spoke. It made Zhang Tianyu completely confused. What's the matter with you? Have you had a rest all afternoon and something is wrong with your brain? Are you uncomfortable? Zhang Tianyu asked. No. Xiao Wu said quickly. Zhang Tianyu shrugged. Okay, it's all over, so are you hungry? Xiao Wu acted like a stress response, and immediately said, I'm not hungry at all. Okay, then shall we go back to the academy? Okay. Xiao Wu lowered her head, not daring to look at Zhang Tianyu. The two turned the corner of the street while talking, and then Zhang Tianyu saw Ning Rongrong sitting in the restaurant by the street, drinking afternoon tea leisurely. Ning Rongrong also saw Xiao Wu and Zhang Tianyu. The three of them looked at each other through the transparent floor-to-ceiling windows of the restaurant, and their faces were dazed. In fact, Zhang Tianyu's ignorance is just pretending. He knew that Ning Rongrong didn't honestly go for a run with Oscar, but was eating, drinking and having fun in Soto City. The current time is around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. According to the time calculation in the novel, Ning Rongrong left for the academy at about 5 o'clock, and it was just getting dark when he arrived at the academy. Rongrong? Xiao Wu was stunned. You? Ning Rongrong was also stunned. Rongrong, why are you here? Xiao Wu walked over and asked strangely. Ning Rongrong obviously didn't expect to run into them here. She didn't follow Flender's order to run and ran away, so she was very flustered when she saw these two people. Especially when I saw Zhang Tianyu, I was even more panicked than when I met my teacher. She didn't know why she panicked after seeing Zhang Tianyu. Zhang Tianyu's gaze was like a sharp sword, as if he could see through her heart. I completed the task assigned by the dean, and then, went out for a stroll. Ning Rongrong said with a dry smile, you guys are. Xiao Wu's face turned red again, we also went out for a stroll. Seeing the blush on Xiao Wu's face, Ning Rongrong frowned slightly, and her gaze became sharp, something is wrong with just this little red face, why are these two people out, what happened? Thought-provoking. But why did the expression on Zhang Tianyu's face seem to have not changed? If something really happened between the two, Zhang Tianyu's expression will definitely change if Xiao Wu's expression is so explosive, but now only Xiao Wu blushed, Zhang Tianyu didn't respond, this is wrong, this is wrong. Did you just come out for a stroll? Ning Rongrong asked. Ah yes, Xiao Wu learned to rush to answer as if she was afraid of Zhang Tianyu's words. Before Ning Rongrong could speak again, Xiao Wu immediately walked over and took Ning Rongrong's arm. By the way, what tasks did the dean assign for you and Oscar? Ning Rongrong's expression froze. Ah, it's nothing, just running and exercising. The dean said that assistant soul masters must have a strong physique and endurance. Running? Isn't it an ordinary running task? How far do you want to run? Ning Rongrong glanced at Zhang Tianyu in a panic. This. Zhang Tianyu was very helpless, although she didn't know why Xiao Wu didn't want to talk about the fact that the two of them went to the Rose Hotel to take a nap. It was obvious that Xiao Wu didn't want Ning Rongrong to ask more questions, but Ning Rongrong had to ask. Of course Ning Rongrong ran out without completing Flender's mission, so she didn't want Xiao Wu to ask more questions, but Xiao Wu also had to ask, are you two stepping on each other? Stepping on each other's minds to show friendship. And you Ning Rongrong, why are you looking at me with such frightened eyes? I'm not a teacher, I'm not the dean, and I can't give you a slap. Well, no, anyway, these two people are very weird. At this time, the system suddenly spoke, host, you are usually quite smart. What do you mean? Zhang Tianyu was taken aback, the system stopped talking. Hey, what the hell, half the talk, half the cremation. It's not too far away, just run and finish. Ning Rongrong said. Oh, that's it. Xiao Wu nodded, then, let's go first. Hey wait, I'll go back with you. Ning Rongrong put down the teacup and a few silver soul coins, and left the restaurant with Xiao Wu Zhang Tianyu. Xiao Wu was a little upset, why are you so ignorant, Rongrong? I want to live a two-person world with Tianyu. Why did you come here to be a light bulb? Seeing Zhang Tianyu and Xiao Wu living a two-person world outside, Ning Rongrong felt a little unhappy, and she knew very well that she escaped secretly, and if she just returned to the academy like this, she would probably be punished by Flender, and now Flender likes Zhang Tianyu the most, so if he sees her going back with Zhang Tianyu, maybe Flender won't punish her, after all. He is the number one of the younger generation of the Seven Treasures Glazed Tile School, and the young master. On the surface Ning Rongrong looks gentle and delicate, simple and pure, but in fact she is quite scheming. Since she brought Ning Rongrong with her, she naturally couldn't fly back with Yu Jian, and Xiao Wu would definitely not let Zhang Tianyu hug Ning Rongrong, so the three of them came to the coach shop again and hired a carriage. When they arrived at the academy, it was already dark, and the three of them came to the big playground, just as other people were walking this way, seeing Ning Rongrong. With these two people, Oscar was a little confused. The others also looked strange, where did the three of you go? At this moment, Flender came over, glanced at the 8 students, and asked, Oscar, have you finished 20 laps? Oscar said, it's the dean, I'm done. I'm asking you, not you, said Flender. Oscar turned his head to look at Ning Rongrong, only to find that Ning Rongrong was looking at Zhang Tianyu. Oscar suddenly felt a little sad, but he still gritted his teeth and said, yes, Dean, we're done. Okay, great, come here. Flender smiled sinisterly and slowly raised his right hand, lightly patting Oscar's shoulder. I appreciate your friendly spirit. That being the case, you can run another, laps and let me see how deep your friendship is. If you don't finish the run, you don't need to eat. That I have already sealed your soul power, so there is no need to try to undo it. Go. Oscar didn't say anything, just nodded silently, turned around and ran outside. Flender turned his head to look at Ning Rongrong. Tell me, have you completed the lessons I assigned this morning? Ning Rongrong's heart hung up, he hesitated for 2 seconds and said, I haven't finished, the distance is too long, I'm hungry, and I can't hold on. Xiao Wu was taken aback for a moment, and looked at Ning Rongrong with some surprise. Flender smiled slightly, and said, so, you ran to Soto City by yourself, and had a big meal, walked around the commercial street in Soto City, and had afternoon tea. Come back with Zhang Tianyu Xiao Wu, right? Ning Rongrong's eyes widened immediately. Are you spying on me? If you want to blame it, blame your low strength. Flender sneered, Zhang Tianyu has discovered my whereabouts long ago, but you don't know anything like a fool. 040 Continue to pit Tang 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Brush, everyone looked at Zhang Tianyu. Can a soul master find a soul saint who is quietly stalking? How can this be? Ning Rongrong looked at Zhang Tianyu with shock. Zhang Tianyu spread his hands. It's because my martial spirit is special, and I can sense the fluctuations of the surrounding spirit power. No matter whether it is strong or weak, the strong spirit power is easier to be sensed. Flender gave him a deep look, but didn't speak. No matter how special a martial spirit is, it must have an upper limit. Your martial soul is a bit too special. Therefore, Flender believes that many of Zhang Tianyu's abilities are not all due to Wuhuan, and his own strength should not be underestimated. Ning Rongrong said to Zhang Tianyu at this time, You found out that the dean was following me, why didn't you tell me? Zhang Tianyu frowned. What obligation do I have to tell you? I am not a subordinate of your 7 treasure glazed tile school, but if that's the case, Ning Rongrong would basically be out of the game, so he said, I don't know that the dean is following you. Didn't you say that your mission has been completed? I thought the dean was secretly protecting our safety. After all, we have joined the academy now. The dean is responsible for our safety. As he said that, Zhang Tianyu covered his forehead. We believe in you, trust you, you say the task is completed, we believe that your task is completed, but you, Ning Rongrong was taken aback. At this moment she felt a sense of guilt in her heart. Flender said coldly, Zhang Tianyu is right, you have joined Shrek Academy now, and as the dean, I will be responsible for each of you. If Oscar lied because he couldn't bear to let you be punished, it's justifiable, then the mistake you committed is unforgivable, leaving the academy without authorization, disobeying the arrangement of the academy, and letting the seniors lie for you. None of these are mistakes that an excellent soul master should make. If this is on the battlefield, you have only one result, and that is to be dealt with by military law and die. Ning Rongrong finally stopped acting, showing her true nature as a witch, and said with a condescending sneer, Flender, don't scare me there, return to the battlefield. I know you traveled and took risks in the early years, but you are just a little girl. Just kidding, have you ever been on a real battlefield? Have you ever seen the 2 armies face off with your own eyes? As soon as this remark came out, except for Flender and Zhang Tianyu, all the faces of the others changed. They never expected that a little girl who seemed so gentle would turn into such a haughty look and say such words. Fran was not angry, but just smiled easily. Yes, I am a little soul sage, but what about you? You are not even a little soul sage. Even if you are the most talented young generation of your 7 treasure glazed tile sect, you are just a great soul master now, and you are still a frog in a well. Shaobao Lulazong, you are the number 1 of the younger generation, but now you are here, open your eyes and see. Are you still number 1? It can be regarded as number 1, but it is the last one. To say that you are a frog in the well is an insult to the frog in the well. The frog in the well has left the well and seen the world, and he can realize his insignificance. But you, after leaving the Shaobao Lulazong and seeing these geniuses of your age, are obviously not as good as them, but still with his tail up to the sky, self-righteous, you are worse than a frog in a well. This is what it means to speak the sharpest words in the most flat tone. After Flender finished speaking the last word, Ning Rongrong felt as if struck by lightning, his mind roared, and he almost couldn't even stand still. Flender's words directly crushed the thing she was most proud of. But Flender did not intend to let her go, and continued. Dai Mubai, before Zhang Tianyu entered the academy, he was the first person in the history of the academy to break through the bottleneck of level 13 at the age of Tang San and Xiao Wu, although they are not as good as Zhang Tianyu, but surpass Dai Mubai, there is still hope for these two people to do it. As for Zhang Tianyu, I would say that he is the number one of the younger generation in mainland China. He is only 12 years old, and his soul power is already close to level 40. Have you ever had this talent and strength in your sect? The other two sects, have you ever had it? Have you ever had the two great empires and the Wuhuan palace? That everyone was silent, looking at Zhang Tianyu with a few pairs of eyes. Others might say that Zhang Tianyu alone had nothing to say. A 12-year-old soul power is approaching level 40, which is a real thing, except for the sentence, nice, really awesome. Other than that, there's really nothing else to say. There are also Ma Hongjun and Zhu Zhuqing, they are all stronger than you. Ning Rongrong finally fought back. What about Oscar? He's just a little auxiliary food type soul master. Is he better than me? Flender smiled, hee, if Zhang Tianyu is the number one of the younger generation, then Oscar is the number one of the younger generation in the auxiliary system, because he is born full of soul power. What? Ning Rongrong was shocked. How is it possible? How could the auxiliary martial soul have innate full soul power? As the number one of the younger generation of the Seven Treasures Glazed Tile sect, she is also a super auxiliary martial soul like the Seven Treasures Glazed Tile Pagoda, and she only has innate level 9 soul power. She never expected that a little red guy like Oscar would be born full of soul power. Do you know how weak you are now? Flender continued to sneer, the world is so big, why not? I traveled to the mainland in my early years. Although I didn't personally experience any confrontation between the two armies, at least my vision is wider than yours. No more than you. Ning Rongrong was completely speechless, her pupils were a little dizzy, and her head was buzzing. At this moment, she has been beaten to pieces. Forget it, it's useless to talk, it's better for you to see it with your own eyes. Flender continued, I planned to just take them out tonight, but now it seems that taking you there is also a good thing. Ning Rongrong raised his head and looked at Flender. Flender ordered, Mubai, go and call Oscar, tell him that the punishment has been spared, all of you come with me. Yes. Headmaster. Dai Mubai immediately ran away. Reminder, activate the mission, consistent AI. Mission objective, to trap Tang San and make him fail in tonight's soul fight. There are no restrictions on trapping methods and he cannot be killed. If exposed, the mission will fail. Mission reward, full level, Xuanyu hand, reward point plus 10. Failure penalty, I can't hold my fart in front of Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing, which lasts for a week. Damn, Zhang Tianyu's face twitched violently, the punishment for this task is too harsh, it is simply a super tasty punishment. If you are really punished for failure, the top club dies directly, and the Douluo star can't stay, you can only travel again. But the good news is that he can finally cheat Tang San again. Haha, as long as I can cheat Tang San, I will be happy. Yu Xiaogang, when can you come? I miss you so much. 041 The debut method that makes people call Shaobao. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A group of people came to the Great Soul Arena in Suatua City. Since Zhang Tianyu and Xiao Wu had already been here during the day, they had already completed the registration for individual battles and team battles. Hearing that Zhang Tianyu and Xiao Wu had completed the registration for the team battle, both Dai Mubai and Flender frowned, a little shocked. You guys are messing around. Flender frowned. Don't you know that the opponents in the 2-on-2 team battles are all determined according to the highest level in the team? That as soon as this remark came out, the newcomers all looked at the two of them in a daze. Tang San asked with some concern, doesn't that mean that Tianyu and Xiao Wu will face two Soul Master opponents above the 30th level in the next team battle? Flender and Dai Mubai nodded with ugly faces. Dai Mubai said, it's okay if you meet two people who are just in their early 30s, with Xiao Wu's strength, you can still fight a dozen, but if you meet two opponents who are close to 40 levels, then Everyone's mood became heavy. Nonsense, you are simply fooling around. Flender said in a deep voice. Zhang Tianyu and Xiao Wu looked at each other and smiled. Zhang Tianyu said, "Don't worry, when we came during the day, we would have already figured out these rules." Flender frowned. "Then you still form a team?" "I'm currently level 38. With my strength, I can win against 2 opponents who are less than level, dash." "You have a serious tone." Flender snorted. "Don't think that Hunzen are all young birds like Mubai, Mubai." Flender continued, "Although Mubai is a genius, with strong soul power at a young age, he has a fatal weakness. Insufficient combat ability." Zhang Tianyu said. Flender was slightly taken aback, and took a good look at Zhang Tianyu. "That's right, you're right, the actual combat ability is insufficient." Everyone looked at Zhang Tianyu with new admiration again, and Dai Mubai also corrected his attitude. Ning Rongrong was no longer angry at this time, and followed the crowd silently the whole time, listening carefully to every word they said. Many people blindly pursue level strength and powerful soul skills, but they don't know that actual combat experience is also very important. Kong has great strength and soul skills. If the actual combat ability is not enough, it's just a gift for the old fritters. Flender said, "When I was traveling abroad, I saw 2 30-level soul statues like monkeys. Killed a level 56 soul king. It was because that soul king only knew how to immerse himself in cultivation, and his actual combat experience was extremely poor. Even if his strength was higher than that of the opponent, he could only be played around by the opponent, and finally died of humiliation." After finishing speaking, Flender sighed, and patted Zhang Tianyu's shoulder earnestly. "You are a genius, you can almost be said to be an ancient genius. I don't want to see such an outstanding genius die here." "Thank you, Dean, for your concern." Zhang Tianyu smiled. "I can only say one thing, in the face of absolute overwhelming power, even if it is the practical experience of playing flowers, it is for nothing." Flender and the others were taken aback. The next competition is about to begin. Below are the 2 contestants who will participate in the competition, Zhang Tianyu and Wang Xianlin. "Please gather at the 7th ring." A loud voice sounded in the rest area, and Zhang Tianyu got up. "I'm going to prepare." Flender regained his composure. "Good boy, okay, then I'll see what kind of overwhelming power you have." Everyone else showed expressions of curiosity and anticipation. Looking at the ranking table, the few people who participated in the competition had not yet had their turn, so everyone ran to the side of the ring in one go. The host has already stood on the stage. Next, we will have the 3rd round of one-on-one soul fighting in the ring, and the 2 soul masters will appear. They are respectively, Zhang Tianyu, the soul venerable who possesses the weapon soul Huangquan, and Wang Xianlin, the soul venerable who has the beast martial soul Lai Yen Cerberus, who has won 3 games in a row. Let us wait and see whether Wang Xianlin Hunzen can continue his glory and win 4 consecutive victories, or the newly arrived Hunzen Zhang Tianyu will win. Next, 2 great soul masters are invited to play. Wearing a fiery red gown, Wang Xianlin stepped onto the ring from the left entrance. On the chest of his long gown, there was a tattoo of a flaming dog's head, corresponding to his martial soul. The flaming hellhound, a head of fiery red hair, jumped as he walked, as if his hair was on fire. Wang Xianlin. Wang Xianlin. The king of the flaming hell. The king of the flaming hell. This Wang Xianlin is quite handsome, and his walking posture is very flamboyant, coupled with his good strength. He has won 3 games in a row, so there are already many fans of him in the audience. The corners of Zhang Tianyu's mouth curled up as he watched. Is there anything better than beating him up in front of his fans? No. My favorite thing is to beat you up in front of your stupid fans. This is called shrimp pork heart. Humph, this Wang Xian is very flamboyant. Ma Hongjun curled his lips. I'll get a beating later, so I won't flirt. At this time, Xiao Wu's eyes suddenly lit up. Look quickly. Tianyu is on stage. The audience was silent for a few seconds. Zhang Tianyu didn't come up, but floated up. That's right, just like the human beings who have supernatural powers and can float on the ground in film and television dramas, Zhang Tianyu's feet are off the ground. with a mask on his face and fluttering clothes, flying up like a fairy. The ring. Everyone, including the audience, the host and Wang Xianlin, all looked at this handsome potter who floated in foolishly. No soul ring lights up, not even a martial soul summoned. Then there are only two explanations, or this kid is already a title Douluo, who can counteract gravity and fly freely, either this kid has his own flying soul skills. The first is obviously impossible. How can there be such a young title Douluo? Even if there is, it is impossible to appear here. That is the second possibility, this kid has self-created flying soul skills. Anyway, it can't be because this kid has a soul bone, right? All in all, Zhang Tianyu stunned everyone all at once, relying on his own strength to cut off the cheers of the idiotic fans at the scene. Two words appeared in the minds of everyone in Shrek, Shaobao, that Wang Xianlin saw a bun, but you burn the bun even more. Zhang Tianyu's way of appearing on the stage is really amazing. It's amazing. The host reacted, we were shocked when he came up. I believe that all the audience are the same as me. Now we are looking forward to this game. Okay, now the game, start, that the cheers suddenly erupted, not only Wang Xuanlin's fans, but passers-by and the audience also broke out in cheers and applause. Everyone spends money to buy tickets to come here, isn't it just to see something novel? Otherwise who pays to come here? Wouldn't it be nice to go to a tavern and find a big pretty girl to have a good time? The appearance of Zhang Tianyu immediately aroused their interest. Wang Xianlin sneered, burning buns, right? Alright, I'll watch you burn you later. 042 Absolute Power. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The flaming hellhound possessed it in an instant, and Wang Xuanlin's fluttering red hair was even brighter, like a fire in winter. The gown on his body also seemed to be on fire, and flames even spewed out from his eyes. Zhang Tianyu feels that this guy is a bit like a fireman at the moment, but he is much more handsome than the bald fireman. The system complained, isn't it impolite to call someone bald? Mr. Bald Piao. Zhang Tianyu said, system, oh, is it polite to add, sir? Of course, Zhang Tianyu said, many times it would be polite to add an honorific title, such as. The word xum is very impolite, but if you change it to xum and add an honorific title, look, it's much more polite. System, if you add an honorific name, isn't that still a curse word? Where is the politeness? Zhang Tianyu shook his head, a little disappointed. As my system, your quality needs to be lowered. Wang Xianlin sneered and asked, hey, boy, why are you covering your face? Is it because you are too ugly to scare people? At this moment, the flames on Wang Xuanlin's body became more intense, and he even had a sense of sight of the flame demon. La Feng's arrogant appearance gave him courage, and he immediately began to taunt. Zhang Tianyu didn't answer, looking at him like looking at a roast suckling pig. What? I got it right. Wang Xianlin burst out laughing wildly, if you don't want to become uglier, just admit defeat now. Otherwise, don't blame me for burning you into a roast pig later. Zhang Tianyu still didn't answer, he spread his arms to the sides, and spread his hands. Call. A sharp cold burst out centered on Zhang Tianyu. The cold current roared past, and most of the flames on Wang Xuanlin's body were instantly extinguished. Wang Xianlin was startled, raised his hands in disbelief, looked at the extinguished flames on his arms, looked up at Zhang Tianyu in horror, and gulped. What a terrible cold, what a strange cold. What's the situation? Is this his soul skill? A pitch-black long sword flew out from Zhang Tianyu's back, a trace of cold air flew out from the sword, whispers sounded in Wang Xuanlin's ears. Wang Xianlin was startled again, and turned his head to look to the sides. Who is talking in my ear? This dreamlike whispering and sobbing seemed to come from the depths of the underground, making Wang Xuanlin's whole body cold and his hair standing on end. Seeing him like this, everyone was a little confused. The host shouted, ah, what happened? Does Wang Xianlin appear to be hallucinating? You are playing tricks, I will kill you. Wang Xianlin yelled, the third soul skill hell scream, that the third soul ring on his body lit up, and a huge burning dog's head appeared behind him, letting out a deafening roar. It has appeared, the third soul skill. Hell scream. Good guy, that kid on the other side seems to be a bit capable, but he forced Wang Xianlin to use this killer move as soon as he came up. Hell roar, control the martial soul to make a terrifying roar, which can directly stun the opponent, and this roar also has the power of fire. The opponent will be ignited while being stunned. This soul skill is closer to the opponent, the better the effect, and the longer the stun time. The longest one was to stun the opponent for a full 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Enough for 5 people. It can also be seen from this that Wang Xianlin has lost his position at this moment, and he actually used this soul skill at a distance of 7 or 8 meters away from Zhang Tianyu, but even so, at least it can stun an opponent of the same level as Zhang Tianyu for up to 2 seconds. With one hit, Wang Xianlin immediately seamlessly connected to the second soul skill. Regional flames. The illusory dog head burning behind him suddenly opened his eyes, and 2 tongues of extremely hot flames shot out from its eyes, hitting the dizzy Zhang Tianyu straight, quickly and accurately. Not good. Tianyu is about to get hurt now. In the stands, everyone in Shrek turned pale with shock. Xiao Wu was ready to rush to the stage to save her, not to mention her. Flender wanted to rush to the rescue. Even if he violated the rules of the Great Soul Arena, he must save this most outstanding genius in history. Whatever I say, this kid just won't listen. Flender rolled up his sleeves and rubbed his fists. What about the suppression of absolute power? And now he was caught off guard by using actual combat experience. What a fart to suppress him. Only Ma Hongjun remained calm. There was even a somewhat proud expression on his face similar to Xiao Wu's before. Don't worry, Ma Hongjun said, only the one surnamed Wang. That little flame is too far away from my phoenix flame. That fellow Zhang Tianyu is not even afraid of my phoenix flame. How could he be afraid of that rubbish flame hell? Dog. When everyone heard this, they quickly calmed down. Makes sense. When it comes to playing with fire, Ma Hongjun's phoenix is a master at playing with fire, and Lao Shitzi Lai Yen Hellhound is nothing. Sure enough, Ning Rongrong suddenly opened his eyes wide. Look quickly. Zhang Tianyu is fine. Everyone looked, and saw Huang Quan floating in front of the 2 flames. The flames couldn't hurt it at all, and was even forced to retreat every step of the way. What? How is this possible? Wang Xianlin turned pale with shock. Is that all you have? Zhang Tianyu floated on the stage, and said slowly, then, that's all. Call. Above the underworld, black light exploded. The 2 tongues of fire were instantly extinguished. The second soul ring on Zhang Tianyu's body lit up. Huang Quan turned into a black lightning bolt, and flew away through the air. Boom! The burning dog's head hanging behind Wang Xuanlin's back was directly shot by Huang Quan in the air. In the roaring sound, it turned into scattered sparks. Puff! Under everyone's shocking eyes, Wang Xianlin spurted a mouthful of blood and passed out on the ground. This sword was equivalent to seriously injuring Wang Xuanlin's martial soul. At least half of Wang Xuanlin's life was lost. The audience was silent. Everyone stared blankly at Zhang Tianyu. Zhang Tianyu raised his hand. Huang Quan flew back to him obediently. Then he looked up at the host. Speak. The host trembled all over, and almost dropped the microphone in his hand. Ah! It's amazing. It's shocking. Contestant Zhang Tianyu is too strong. He defeated contestant Wang Xianlin with 1 blow. In this match, contestant Zhang Tianyu won. This is absolute power suppression. Flender sighed. Wang Xuanlin's fighting awareness and skills are good. After being suppressed by Zhang Tianyu's martial spirit at the beginning, he decisively chose to shoot, first controlling and then attacking, all in one go, but unfortunately, even Zhang Tianyu's defense was not broken, but was defeated by Zhang Tianyu with 1 blow. This is absolute power suppression. This martial soul is incredible, really incredible. Zhang Tianyu's strength is really terrifying. You punch someone 100 times, but they don't respond. If someone punches you, you are KO'd. This is the suppression of absolute power. Cheers erupted everywhere. Zhang Tianyu raised his hand as a signal, then turned around and flew away. 043 Tang San loses again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In no time, the name Zhang Tianyu was spread. Many people have heard that in the ring, a masked soul master named Zhang Tianyu not only ignored the two soul skills of soul masters of the same level, and it only took one soul skill to instantly kill the opponent. In Douluo continent, the folk customs are tough, and the strong are respected. This kind of strong man who can control the enemy with one move is naturally remembered by many people immediately. I won't be able to see it tonight. Tomorrow night, let's watch Zhang Tianyu's game again. Yes, I want to see if this kid is really that powerful. In addition to those who like strong people, gamblers who specialize in gambling in the big soul fighting field are also moved by the news. If it's really invincible at the same level, then I'll buy him in the future, and I won't lose any money, haha. That's right, that's right. We must go see that kid tomorrow night. Who doesn't like a business that makes a steady profit without losing money, haha haha. Back in the stands, except for Ma Hongjun who was about to prepare for the match, everyone else was there. Okay, you kid, it's really interesting. Flender said with a satisfied smile. Behave well in the future, and I will only buy you to win in the future. Hee. Flender's affection for Zhang Tianyu is getting higher and higher now. High strength and strong talent, this will not only bring fame and prestige to Shrek, but also bring real benefits in front of him, winning bets. For example, tonight, Flender had a heartbeat, came to a stud, and bet all his net worth, gold soul coins, on Zhang Tianyu. Because Zhang Tianyu was a rookie and had no reputation before, the odds for such a pure rookie were usually very high, at least higher than for an old player like Wang Xianlin, except for those who want to play heartbeat, or have strong self-confidence. Basically no one will buy a newcomer to win. Flender is the latter, he has strong confidence in Zhang Tianyu, and bet all his wealth. The ending is a direct wave of super bumper harvest. 10 times the odds. 20,000 directly becomes 20. Flender's snot bubbles are about to burst into laughter now. 20 ah ha ha ha, you can sleep in the pile of money. According to Zhang Tianyu's demonstrated strength, his odds will definitely drop next. Today's first appearance is 10 times, and tomorrow it is estimated to be cut in half at least, that is, 5 times, but even if it is 5 times, 0.20 multiplied by 5 is also 100 million. Then it will continue to decline the day after tomorrow, with a high probability that it will hit the bottom directly, twice, or even the lowest, but even if it is 100, multiplied by, million, you can make a lot of money. Ha ha ha. Zhang Tianyu is simply a cash cow. Flender's eyes are already filled with the brilliance of gold coins. Headmaster. Headmaster. Dai Mubai's voice rang in his ears, and finally pulled him back from his fantasy. Ah. What's the matter? Flender lifted his glasses, only to realize that everyone in Shrek around him was looking at him with strange eyes. Ahem, what's the matter? The next soul fight between Fatty and Xiao Wu is about to begin. Dai Mubai said. Oh, okay, let's go and have a look. Flender turned and left quickly. Dai Mubai slapped his forehead. Principal. Flender turned around. What's wrong? It's the wrong way. They're in rings 4 and 5, over there. Oh. You didn't say it earlier. Flender glared at Dai Mubai. When they arrived, Ma Hongjun on the 4th ring had already resolved the battle and won, but looking at his sweaty and exhausted appearance, it was not easy to win. Next is Xiao Wu on stage 5, just like in the novel. Xiao Wu's opponent is Qing Bao, a powerful battle soul master with Xiong Wuhuan. Qing Bao saw that the opponent was such a tender girl, and he felt pity for her, thinking that he would let this little girl. Then the face-to-face meeting was taken by Xiao Wu in seconds. Cheers. Everyone loves beauty, and everyone likes to see handsome men and beautiful women. Compared with the chubby Qing Bao, the audience obviously prefers this tender and cute Xiao Wu. In addition, Xiao Wu is still so powerful, so the atmosphere directly detonated the audience. The host shouted, Master Xiao Wu won the battle, with a record of 21 win and losses. Qing Bao has a record of wins and losses. Master Xiao Wu, please step down and register for points. Xiao Wu waved her hand, accompanied by applause and cheers, and stepped off the stage with a smile. Flender looked at it and nodded again and again. This group of little monsters are basically invincible at the same level. Haha, from now on, you won't have to worry about making money. How is my performance? Xiao Wu asked Zhang Tianyu with a smile when she came to the stands. Very good. Zhang Tianyu said, let's prepare for the team battle next. Yeah. Xiao Wu nodded obediently, her eyes full of anticipation. I'm going to try how powerful the Soul Lord is, okay? No problem. Zhang Tianyu said, next is the battle between Tang San and Zhu Zhuqing. Zhang Tianyu looked a little envious, but it was a pity that although he and Zhu Zhuqing were both rookies who only had the Iron Fighting Soul badge, his level was too high, and it was impossible for him to match Zhu Zhuqing. And although his arrival has changed some plots, the main plot will not change. For example, Tang San worshipped the master as his teacher, such as Tang San's next battle with Zhu Zhuqing, like everyone. Here, Zhu Zhuqing also had a growth process, and this battle with Tang San was an indispensable and important part of her growth process, but this time, Tang San can't beat Zhu Zhuqing, he. Brother, be gentle, please. Before taking the stage, Dai Mubai patted Tang San's shoulder as usual, and exhorted with some embarrassment. Tang San smiled and nodded. You nod your ass, you think you won. Zhang Tianyu looked expectant on the surface, but there was a wicked smile in his heart. Walking onto the stage, I saw two new faces, and there was also a pretty girl who was not inferior to Xiao Wu in the competition. Before the soul fight started, there was already a burst of cheers from the stands. The host briefly introduced the names and martial spirits of both parties, and then signaled that the fighting spirit between the two could begin. Please. Tang San politely made a courteous gesture to Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing said coldly, please go all out and don't use water. Naturally. Tang San raised his hand and waved. Lan Yinchao turned out his palm, and two spirit rings jumped out of his body. Zhu Zhuqing completed the martial soul possession. The tight leather jacket immediately became more rounded and tight, the two pupils changed colors, a pair of cat ears quietly stood up, and the whole body became a sexy little wild cat. Zhang Tianyu swallowed secretly, my old man likes this. At the beginning of the battle, Zhu Zhuqing took the lead in attacking, and quickly swept away with a series of phantoms. Tang San was not in a hurry. He raised his hand to use the first spirit ability entanglement. The blue-silver grass stabbed at Zhu Zhuqing from all directions like a snake. Zhu Zhuqing didn't care, went straight to attack Tang San. Blue-silver grass was faster than her. Flender shook his head, no need to look. Zhu Zhuqing is doomed, in this kind of unobstructed fighting. Spirit Arena, the agility attack system is completely defeated by the control system. However, just when the blue-silver grass was about to hit Zhu Zhuqing, and Zhu Zhuqing had already cast Nether Thrust and came in front of Tang San. A smile just appeared on Tang San's face, and suddenly. Sneeze, there was a loud sneeze. Tang San burst into tears. The ZG magic pupil was broken on the spot. Tang San's eyes were blurred. The attack of the blue-silver grass also stopped immediately. Zhu Zhuqing would not let go of such a good opportunity, and directly stabbed A in the netherworld. Boom! What? Tang San screamed in pain, and was kicked off the ring. Beauty wins, all cheers. Everyone in Shrek was dumbfounded. Tang San lost. 044 if you suddenly sneezed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. That's right, Tang San not only lost, but also cried. At this moment, Tang San fell into the ring, sat paralyzed under the ring, weeping bitterly, tears streaming down his face, and sneezing non-stop. Zhang Tianyu looked shocked on the surface, but laughed wildly in his heart. Tang San, oh Tang San, the long-lost feeling of being cheated is coming again. Hey, do you miss it as much as I do? Tang San, next I will sing a song for you. The name of the song is Hit you. Pit you. If you suddenly sneezed, it must be me cheating on you. If you are knocked to the ground by others, it is also because I tricked you. Wonderful. It's so wonderful. I actually sang along with it. The system was in admiration, seeing Tang San, who was crying and sneezing non-stop in the audience. Zhu Zhuqing was also a little dazed. Am I pushing too hard, hurt him? Otherwise why was he crying? But this is a game, this is a battle. I have said that I will go all out, so of course I have to go all out. As a result, you cry when you are hurt? Are you still a man? The host was also a bit sluggish. The player was beaten and cried. And it was the male player who was crying by the female player. Ah, this has never happened in the Seoul arena. This situation is really unexpected. Contestant Tang San actually cried. The host said in surprise, is it because I can't accept my failure, or because I was beaten by Zhu Zhuqing? Does it hurt? Well, all in all, Zhu Zhuqing won this match. Current record, win and, losses. Tang San's current record, 0 wins and 1 loss. Fortunately, Zhang Tianyu tried his best to control it, otherwise he would have laughed out loud. Tang San, oh Tang San, 0 wins and 1 loss, ha ha ha, isn't it ironic, are you uncomfortable? In the stands, the audience all showed a disgusted expression when they saw this scene. Why is this man like this? Yes, what's the situation with this person? Why does he cry when he loses? Does he cry when he is beaten? Fuck, is this still a man? Looking at him, the blue-silver grass Wuhuan, he can still be so imposing, and he is not too old. I thought he should be a young master, but this is the result. Crying when he is beaten. Crying when he loses. Shame, it's a shame. That's right, it's an embarrassment to men. Go home and cry. Don't embarrass yourself here. At this point, the duration of the pepper bombs has expired. Tang San stopped sneezing and crying, stood up silently, turned and left without saying a word. He knew very well that it was no use explaining, no one would believe that he suddenly had an itchy nose, so he couldn't help sneezing and crying wildly. Maybe the person who plotted against him appeared again. Or maybe it was because he was allergic to something. As long as he knew it. Back in the stands, Zhu Zhuqing was already here. Zhang Tianyu was the first to greet him. Ah San, are you alright? Tang San looked at Zhang Tianyu, who looked concerned, and looked at other people who were a little indifferent. With a warm current in his heart, he smiled at Zhang Tianyu. It's okay, it's just an old problem. Or Tianyu is good to me, or Tianyu is good to me. No matter how others misunderstand me, slander me, or despise me, Tianyu will always treat me as a friend and give me the care of a friend. Really, it is so lucky to have a friend like Tianyu. Zhu Zhuqing still had an indifferent attitude, and said lightly, if there is another time, I will use less effort. Tang San smiled indifferently, but didn't speak. Good people do it to the end and send Buddha to the west. Zhang Tianyu let out a smirk in his heart, and said with a serious face. Ah San has a thin skin, no wonder, he is too embarrassed to explain, let me explain. Everyone immediately focused their attention on Zhang Tianyu. Zhang Tianyu said, Ah San has an old problem, it may be a system problem, or it may be other problems. He will suddenly sneeze wildly and burst into tears. I guess this may be due to some kind of allergies to something. Everyone was taken aback. Zhang Tianyu continued, so Ah San was not beaten and cried by Zhu Zhuqing just now? Absolutely not, because I just saw that before Zhu Zhuqing hit Ah San, San had already sneezed, then raised his hand to wipe his eyes. The blue-silver grass also stopped attacking at that moment. Everyone began to think carefully, as if, this is really the case. Tang San was full of gratitude. At this moment, his heart was no longer warm, but warm as spring. Having such a good friend as Zhang Tianyu, this life is worth it. Tianyu is my lifelong good brother. So that's how it is. Everyone showed stunned expressions. Xiao Wu said, I remembered what Tianyu said. When I was at Notting College, Ah San did have this kind of situation a few times. She suddenly sneezed and shed tears, and then she was helplessly beaten. Someone was beaten. So, I'm the one who won't win. Zhu Zhuqing frowned slightly. No, there is nothing wrong with your winning. Zhang Tianyu said. Everyone was stunned. Because this is the battlefield, Zhang Tianyu said, a battlefield where anything can happen. Because I'm not feeling well, as an opponent, should I let it go? Instead of you, Zhu Qing, you are not feeling well, will you let your opponent let you? Zhu Zhuqing's expression froze, of course not. Fighting is fighting, whether you feel comfortable or not, you have to endure it or admit defeat. The opponent has no obligation to let me go, and I won't let the opponent let me go. Such a fight is meaningless. Yes, that's it. Physical condition is also one of many possibilities on the battlefield and in battle. I think so too, Tang San said gently, so, Zhu Zhuqing, if you win me, you win in a fair manner, without the slightest invincibility. If this is a life-and-death battle, the enemy will still be happy and will take advantage of it. I'm sick and killing me. Zhang Tianyu looked at Tang San, who smiled at him. Zhu Zhuqing was relieved, his brows stretched, and he nodded. Flender nodded in satisfaction. It's very good that you have such an awareness. This is the battle between soul masters. As soon as the voice fell, the radio in the lounge rang. The next 2-on-2 team battle. Please, Zhanling Tianwu, and Aurora, combine to the number 7 ring in the team battle zone, get ready. Xiao Wu cheered up, Tianyu, it's our turn. Zhang Tianyu nodded, let's go, let's meet today's opponent combination. Let's go and have a look together. Flender and the others also cheered up. At this time, everyone had finished the solo battle and was free, so they all came to the ring of the team battle. Your group's name is, Zhanling Tianwu. Wow, it's a nice name, who came up with it? Ning Rongrong asked Xiao Wu. Does it sound good? Xiao Wu was quite proud, it was started by Tianyu. Ning Rongrong curled her small mouth slightly, why did she feel a little sour in her heart? 045 shocked the audience. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Team battle on the 7th ring, the host had already made preparations, and shouted loudly with a microphone in his hand, the two sides of the competition are invited to enter the arena. First is the Aurora combination, that the information of the two appeared on the big screen behind. This is a pair of twin brothers, elder brother Sun Tian, younger brother Sun Shan, both of them have awakened the celestial eye beast spirit, which is a light attribute beast spirit. The good news is that the level of these two people is only level 31, which is far behind Zhang Tianyu's level 38. But the bad news is that these two must have martial soul fusion skills. At least there will be combo skills. Flender said with a frown. Dai Mubai immediately looked worried, he is the most clear about the power of the martial soul fusion technique. The others also showed worried expressions, especially Ning Rongrong, as if they had seen the scene of Zhang Tianyu and Xiao Wu being knocked down by each other. The two brothers took the stage to the applause of the audience, both of them looked ordinary and belonged to the popular type. Next is our rookie group, Zhanling Tianwu. Information about Zhang Tianyu and Xiao Wu appeared on the big screen, but in the picture, both of them are wearing masks. Look! This one is also called Zhang Tianyu. That's right, isn't this the one who instantly killed an opponent of the same level in a solo battle? It seems to be him. The mask is the same, and the clothes are the same. Good guy, awesome. Just finished the solo battle and then came to the team battle, amazing. What is this? Look at his teammates. At this time, the audience finally discovered that Zhang Tianyu's teammate, Xiao Wu, was just a level 29 Great Soul Master. What? A Great Soul Master who is less than, th level actually teamed up with the Soul Master. Damn it. Bring the boss to upgrade this. It's just that people who are awesome are different. While we were still thinking about how to defeat our opponents, they had already started to upgrade the boss. It's amazing, let's see how he fights. The two brothers of the Aurora group also discovered this, and they looked at each other. Now, it's obvious who to hit first. First work together to kill the level 29 one, and then work together to kill the level 38 one. Any fool knows what to do, the host is still professional. He didn't say much about the registration issue, but just raised the microphone and waved his hand. The two combinations participating in this competition today are both rookies. Who will win the first victory in this spirit fighting arena? Let's wait and see. Now the competition. Let's begin. Call. The Aurora brothers instantly possessed their martial souls. The Tianmu beast is a chubby one-eyed soul beast. After the martial souls possessed them, the two of them immediately became chubby little fat men like Ma Hongjun, but the eyes did not become one-eyed, just like Erlang God, another eye grew on the forehead. Damn, I'm not a monkey, so why would I want to beat Erlang God? What's more, I want to beat two Erlang Gods at once. Zhang Tianyu complained in his heart. And it's the Erlang God after marriage. The system made up. Ha ha ha, life is easy after marriage, you've gained weight, right? You've got an old heart. That with a move with both hands, Zhang Tianyu summoned the Wuhuan Huangquan, and his hair instantly turned white, flying with the wind. Xiao Wu also completed her possession, and two cute rabbit ears popped out of her head. I'll try it first. Xiao Wu was gearing up. One for each person. Zhang Tianyu said, he wouldn't let Xiao Wu directly face two level 31 soul masters, that would be death. Let Xiao Wu try to fight a soul lord first, however, it should be no problem for Xiao Wu to fight against the soul master, especially this kind of male soul master. Seeing Xiao Wu rushing forward, Brother Aurora sneered, the third eye on elder brother Sun Tian's forehead closed, and at the same time the first soul ring lit up, and opened it suddenly. A dazzling light shot out from the third eye. Super fast. Xiao Wu was startled, but luckily she reacted quickly enough and her body was soft enough, so she dodged it relatively easily. Nice. This chick has some skills. Should be more than just a boss. She actually managed to flash my celestial gaze. Yes, this little girl is not a simple great soul master. Brother Sun Tian said in a deep voice. After the words fell, before Sun Shan could speak, a black light roared like a black lightning, and before everyone could react, it touched his younger brother Sun Shan's neck. The sharp blade had cut the skin on Sun Shan's neck, and a trace of blood flowed out. Sun Shan was so frightened that he was dumbfounded. The cold air on the underworld made him tremble all over, and he dared not even move now. Everyone present was stunned. It's amazing. The host exclaimed, Zhang Tianyu of the Zhanling Tian dance team is simply too powerful. The speed of this sword is so terrifying that people have no time to react. Contestant Sun Shan has already lost. If this is a life and death battle, then contestant Sun Shan must be decapitated by now. That the Jiguang brothers were all dumbfounded. Sun Tian looked at Zhang Tianyu, his eyes were full of unwillingness. At this moment, Zhang Tianyu beckoned and took Huang Quan back. Everyone was puzzled by this scene again. I haven't conceded defeat yet, you just took back the martial spirit. Sun Shan asked coldly. Zhang Tianyu smiled lightly, I'll give you a chance to use the martial soul fusion technique. As soon as this statement came out, the whole audience was shocked. Mad. This kid is crazy. Flender frowned. Who is going to give this kid a slap to wake him up? Pretending to be B is not like that. You have already won, and you can accept it as soon as you see it. What's the point? With other people's fusion skills, this master has become a joke. Everyone was speechless. Xiao Wu looked at Zhang Tianyu. Tianyu. Zhang Tianyu waved his hand to stop her words, and said to Brother Jiguang, come on, don't make me wait too long. Okay. This is what you asked for. Martial Soul Fusion Technique Aurora Celestial. Brother Aurora suddenly raised his head to look at the dome, and the third eye of the two burst out two dazzling and thick rays of light. The two rays of light merged together in mid-air, burst loudly, and turned into a huge one-eyed eye. One-eyed opened, flashing a ferocious light, and locked onto Zhang Tianyu. In the next second, whoosh whoosh. Countless thick auroras flew out from the one-eyed eyes, locked onto Zhang Tianyu firmly and shot away. The first few beams of aurora were a little off, and they hit the ring, directly shooting potholes out of the ring. It's so powerful. Everyone was shocked. This kid, do you know how powerful you are now? Let you pretend. Flender cursed with a bit of resentment. If you can't do it, just admit defeat. Everyone stared at it with wide eyes. In the next scene, everyone's jaws almost dropped in shock. There was no fear in Zhang Tianyu's eyes. He raised his hand and pointed. Huang Quan flew away quietly, like a racket for hitting a ball. He hit a flying aurora, like the light shining on the mirror. The aurora was instantly bounced back. Afterwards, the aurora that bounced back, used the flying aurora as a springboard, and kept jumping. Every time it jumped, it would offset an aurora attacking Zhang Tianyu. As for Zhang Tianyu, after controlling Huang Quan to pat that once, Huang Quan flew back behind him, while he put his hands in his pockets and stood there looking at it leisurely. Flender dropped his glasses in shock. The host was completely speechless in shock. Many people stood up abruptly, watching this shocking scene stupidly as if they had been struck by lightning. Attack his shield with his spear. Zhang Tianyu even cancelled out the opponent's martial soul fusion skill without using his own soul skills. Terror. Zhang Tianyu directly shocked the audience. 046 I miss you so much. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Brother Jiguang seemed to have seen a ghost. Both of them froze in place, immediately petrified. This, Aurora Celestial I, is not the kind of diarrhea combo skill, let alone an ordinary soul skill. This is a martial soul fusion skill. If you use a more powerful soul skill or use some powerful props and equipment such as soul tools and soul bones to break this fusion skill, then we can still accept it. In the end, you just bounced back with your Wuhuan, and it turned out to be, I beat myself. This is not counted. What is even more outrageous is the power of each aurora is basically the same. It stands to reason that if they are offset once, the two auroras will disappear completely, but why can the aurora you use to bounce off so many auroras? Zhang Tianyu was actually a little shocked. The reason why this aurora is so powerful and can offset so many flying auroras is because of the moment Huang Quan came into contact with it. There is a terrifying and gloomy aura attached to Huang Quan. This kind of aura, Zhang Tianyu understands it is the kind of death aura, the breath of death that can corrode everything. It is this kind of breath that strengthens this aurora, making it extremely resistant, enough to collide with the next so many auroras without dissipating. At the same time, the death breath attached to it, which can corrode everything, is the secret that it can instantly offset other auroras. Looking at the mutated aurora that jumps back and forth in the aurora and offsets other auroras, Zhang Tianyu finally saw Huang Quan's attribute for the first time officially. Strongest. He also probably understood what the earth, in brackets after the strongest, meant the strongest surface. Or the strongest on the ground. Or the strongest underground. Correspondingly, it is naturally the strongest in the sky. So, the strongest in the sky, could it be the attribute of his second martial soul that has not yet been released? Thinking too far, Zhang Tianyu brought his thoughts back to reality. The entire arena and surroundings were completely silent. Everyone stared at the shocking scene with their eyes wide open. Just this small operation shocked you to such a degree? The corner of Zhang Tianyu's mouth curled up, and he waved his hand again. Huang Quan flew away, like a black lightning, quickly shuttled in the aurora. Everyone watched this scene intently. Brother Aurora is already pale. You only took a picture of an aurora with your martial soul, and this aurora almost cancelled out all the auroras. Now you release your martial soul to fly in the aurora. Are you going to take these auroras as balls? As if responding to their thoughts, Huang Quan returned behind Zhang Tianyu after flying a few times. More than a dozen auroras were rebelled and danced among the countless auroras flying in, as if forming an indestructible barrier, radiant and beautiful. The Jiguang brothers were restless. At this moment they felt as if the two of them had turned into two monkeys. Let's go here. Zhang Tianyu said. Everyone's eyes widened immediately. What are you going to do next? I saw Zhang Tianyu waved Huang Quan in his hand, and the dozen or so auroras that were instigating rebellion instantly offset all the flying auroras, and then recoiled all the way to the dome, heading straight for the giant I suspended in midair. Not good. Brother Jiguang turned pale with shock, and hurriedly shouted, "We admit defeat." Aurora stopped in midair. The giant eye flashed, turned into two illusory rays of light and returned to the body of the two brothers Aurora. This giant eye was transformed by the fusion of the martial souls of the two of them. If it was shattered, it would be equivalent to a fatal blow to the martial souls. Seeing that Zhang Tianyu stopped in time and the martial soul returned to his body safely, the two heaved a long sigh of relief, and looked at Zhang Tianyu gratefully. Thank you for your mercy. We will remember this kindness. For them, this is indeed a kindness, because in this kind of gambling battle, as long as they don't kill the opponent, they don't foul, and destroying the opponent's spirit is completely fine. We have no grievances or enmities, so there is no need to kill them all. Zhang Tianyu smiled lightly, and clasped his fists together, accept. Brother Aurora gave another grateful salute, turned and left. The host was relieved. Congratulations. Congratulations to Zhang Tianyu for winning the first match. Wow! This year's rookies are really strong, too strong. Zhang Tianyu is not only strong, but also a master. Let me be convinced, let the opponent be more convinced. Cheers. The audience who had seen Zhang Tianyu instantly kill opponents at the same level in a single-player battle shouted at the top of their voices. Zhang Tianyu. Zhang Tianyu. War Spirit Heaven Dance. Battle Spirit Heaven Dance. Then no one called Xiao Wu's name. Xiao Wu raised her eyebrows, shrugged and spread her hands. No way. If it's not the Master C, or the year-old boy, let alone the grandma, then he can only be a bastard. You bastard, why do people call you by your name? The two waved and walked off the ring. Back in the stands, Flender nodded in satisfaction. Although it's meaningless to keep praising like this all the time, it's really good. Tianyu, you've really impressed me all the time. How on earth did you do it? Others came up and asked. It's so handsome. Ma Hongjun was a little excited. You don't even need to use your own soul skills, just use the martial soul for one block, then one shot, and the soul skills they released will be killing each other. They're really super cool. Yeah, I didn't expect such a situation to happen at that time. Flender said, I was still thinking that it would be good to let you suffer a bit, but I didn't expect you to resolve it so easily. It's not that amazing, I just have a better understanding and application of martial arts. Zhang Tianyu said, their soul skills are just a light ability in the end. As long as it is light, it will bounce and reflect when it encounters a mirror. Or refraction, which is a law of nature. Although my Wuhuan is a wooden sword, the surface is not too different from the mirror surface, so I tried it, but I didn't expect it to be successful. Everyone is quite unbelievable, how can it be so easy to succeed? Not to mention anything else, just talking about power, why the aurora can offset so many auroras, you can't explain it with the so-called mirror bounce theory, but it doesn't matter, we are all friends, who hasn't revealed a secret, there is no need to break the casserole and ask the end anyway. Zhang Tianyu already has a lot of secrets in him, and his martial soul, Huang Quan, is so strange and mysterious. The competition was all over, and everyone walked to the academy with ease. Flender was very satisfied with tonight's record, especially the 20 gold coins he won, which made Flender wake up from his dreams with a smile. Back at the gate of the academy, Flender waved his hand. You all performed very well tonight, go back to rest early, and gather at the playground tomorrow morning. Yes, Dean. Zhang Tianyu thought about it, the next step is to upgrade to Oscar to level 30, and then go to the story of Star Doe Forest, then, it's time for Yu Xiaogang to come. Hey, Yu Xiaogang. 047 Passionate Collision. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After walking out of the spirit arena and taking a breath of fresh air, Flender said, then what, you guys go back first, Ma Hongjun, come with me. Yes. Teacher. Ma Hongjun immediately understood what he meant, and a lewd light appeared in his eyes. Zhang Tianyu knew well that Flender was going to take Ma Hongjun to Gulan to vent his anger. Dai Mubai showed a half-smile expression on his face. Alright headmaster, then we'll go back first. Hey fat man, take it easy. Boss Dai, are you going? No, stop talking nonsense, let's go. Dai Mubai glared at him angrily, but the corner of his eyes drifted to Zhu Zhuqing. The fat man's reaction was obviously a little slow, he didn't see the meaning in Dai Mubai's eyes, his fat face was flushed with excitement. Let's go together. Didn't you say that women are not counted as population and resources? Dai Mubai frowned directly, get lost. I don't have such bad taste as you. Ma Hongjun, are you really blind? I even gave you winks, and I signaled that Zhu Zhuqing should not hear it. why are you still babbling here, beat you to death, believe it or not. Ma Hongjun still wanted to speak, but seeing Dai Mubai's murderous look, he decisively shut up, and quickly left to follow behind Flender. Xiao Wu's curiosity and nosy nature that killed the cat were exposed again, and she asked. Boss Dai, look at his wretched face, where is the dean taking him? Dai Mubai laughed, and said, you say he is lascivious, what else can he do, the evil fire can't be suppressed. Xiao Wu said angrily, going to harm girls again? I really doubt whether the mutation of his martial soul has something to do with his natural personality. Dai Mubai said, not to mention the disaster, don't you know that there is a place in this world called Gulan? Tang San couldn't believe it and said, you mean, the principal will take Ma Hongjun to that kind of place? Dai Mubai spread his hands, there is nothing to do about it. Apart from that flaw, Ma Hongjun's martial soul is one of the most powerful existences among beast martial souls, and he is also regarded as the principal's direct disciple, so he must not be allowed to give up cultivation or watch him explode and die. Zhu Zhuqing finally uttered that classic line. Men are dirty. Xiao Wu giggled, and said, Sister Zhuqing, don't hit too hard, Tianyu is very clean. It's not like Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun. Tang San, I'm pretty clean too, I've never touched a girl's hand in my 2 lifetimes. Forget it, this doesn't seem to be a glorious thing, so let's not mention it. Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing glanced at Zhang Tianyu. Zhang Tianyu pretended he didn't hear him, and walked forward with his head held high and his chest held high. In fact, on the surface, he was as stable as an old dog, but he was a little flustered in his heart, and he didn't dare to look at these people at all. Dai Mubai said angrily, okay, Zhang Tianyu of your family is clean and clean, we are all dirty, let's do it. But I have much better taste than the fat man. Xiao Wu immediately put on such an appearance, seeing that Dai Mubai felt bitter, and shook his head helplessly. When he peeked at Zhu Zhuqing, he also found that Zhu Zhuqing was looking at him, but the gaze in his eyes seemed to be even colder. Zhu Zhuqing didn't move or say anything, just looked at him quietly with a look of trash. That kind of disdain and contempt made Dai Mubai's head buzz, and he felt blood rushing to the top of his head. As a prince, even if he is not very good, he has never been looked at with such eyes. After Zhu Zhuqing gave him a spiritual crit with that look, he turned around and left without saying a word. Dai Mubai finally couldn't bear it anymore. Ever since Zhu Zhuqing came to the academy, he has been restrained and patient, but now, this kind of look makes all the anger he has accumulated explode. You stop for me. Zhu Zhuqing didn't care about him, not only did not stop, but even accelerated his pace. You. Dai Mubai violently raised his right hand, strong white light flickered in his palm, as if in the next second he would burst into anger and bar Zhu Zhuqing to the sky. However, he still held back after all. The white light on his palm flashed and disappeared, and he let out a panting like a tiger's howl. His whole body seemed to be discouraged. Xiao Wu blinked and asked Zhang Tianyu in a low voice, what's going on with them? Zhang Tianyu glanced at her, I don't know. You, always so curious, always so nosy, and always love to pretend, what's going on with them, can't you figure it out if you can't see it? Originally, this matter was over at this point, and everyone quietly went back to the academy and it fell down, but the gears of fate are great, they fit perfectly, and they are meticulous. There is a high probability that Ma Hongjun recounted Dai Mubai's phrase, women are not counted as population and resources, which angered the young lady, and after everyone took a few steps, her somewhat cold voice came from behind. It's a pity that Oscar also said that you are a master of love saint level, but looking at it now, you can't even handle a little girl. Everyone's expressions changed. It was only at this time that Zhang Tianyu remembered that Ning Rongrong did not stay in the academy with Oscar tonight, but followed everyone to the Seoul arena. In the original plot, Ning Rongrong and Oscar stayed in the academy, and met everyone at the entrance of the academy, and then the ice snow smart she saw from Dai Mubai's face that he was being beaten by Zhu Zhuqing, so she made a sarcasm. But now, Ning Rongrong was directly in the team, so she saw Ma Hongjun's words and Dai Mubai's performance just now. Flender said about her meal, she still has anger in her heart, and now she finally found a vent. She will of course mock Dai Mubai. Besides, she really hates the phrase, women are not population but resources from the bottom of her heart. What kind of trash man does he have to be to say such things? Is there no powerful female soul master in this world? Don't forget, Bibi Dong, the Pope of the Spirit Hall who can be called the pinnacle of the continent, is a woman. Would she say something like, men don't count as population and resources? If she said something like this, as a man, would you be able to accept it? He was upset in his own heart, and now he was enraged by such words. It was reasonable for Ning Rongrong to run away on the spot and hit Dai Mubai directly in the face. Dai Mubai stopped abruptly, a terrifying murderous aura emanated from him. Oscar was so frightened that his face turned pale. He rushed up to stop Ning Rongrong. Shoo! Shoo! Stop talking. Why? Ning Rongrong sneered. If the female pope said, men are not population but resources, you men can bear it? Can't you? Then why would he say, women are not population but resources? Dai Mubai turned around slowly, like an angry lion. His whole body was filled with the terrifying aura before the eruption of the volcano. Ning Rongrong, others are afraid of you from the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School, but I am not afraid of you. It angered me. I will kill you first, then kill you.